Gopala Astrology channel, where the science meets astrology for common man's understanding. Subscribe and stay tuned to this channel for continued astrological updates. Hello, welcome to Gopala Astrology channel once again, ladies and gentlemen. So today it's going to be another interesting video on retrograde movement of Jupiter in the zodiac sign of Pisces. So it's a very interesting retrograde movement actually, as it is happening within the zodiac sign of Pisces. The Jupiter doesn't come back to Aquarius in this time. Okay, and please note that every year Jupiter normally retrogrades for a period of about 120 days. That means roughly about 3 to 4 months period of time, and it's a natural phenomenon that is happening every single time. Okay, so this time, what is the impact on this world? We are going to study the impact on different governments and also the war situation between Russia and Ukraine. And is it going to intensify? Is it going to get pacified? And we also need to understand that the sun has already entered the zodiac sign of Cancer, and the dristi of Jupiter, which is now retrograde, will fall on it. And also Saturn has already started retrograding, and it is going to throw its direct impact on the sun. So sun represents the government and various government all around the world. Whether it is a state government or it's a central government, it is suffering a lot nowadays. And let's study the impact of this in detail. Okay, and finally, I'm going to cover the way the Jupiter is going to affect your zodiac sign, especially the Lagna or the Ascendant. We are going to cover it. Okay, so please stick on to the video until the end, and you can watch on your own timestamps for your particular zodiac predictions. All right, so if you are new to this channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon, and we are going to start this video. Let's go to the actual video, friends. So as I mentioned to you guys that we are going to have a retrograde movement of Jupiter. The dates are given here. It starts from 29th of July, and then it's going to stop at 24th of November until it becomes devoid of retrograde movement and comes to direct movement. Okay, so there are certain aspects that we really need to understand in the retrograde movement of major planets like Jupiter or Saturn. So always the first 5 days from which the retrograde movement is going to is going to be very critical. That means from 29th July to the 3rd of August, right? So that's very, very critical, as it's going to throw some negative impact to the world. All right, in the same way, during the last phase, when Jupiter is stopping the retrograde 5 days before the 24th of November, let us say 19th of November, there will be some negative impact as well. So let's study in more detail about this particular phase of Jupiter that is retrograding, and how it is going to impact the world, and also the individual ascendants that I'm going to talk. Okay. Now, this is exactly what I was saying. 29th July to 3rd August, there are going to be many, many events happening in this world. Okay, and that's going to be very intense for Jupiter. And then the 19th November to 24th November. Please understand, whenever the good planet like Jupiter or Venus or even Mercury, when it gets retrograde, okay, so retrograde actually always going to give good results by right. You know why? It's something like two good results. Suppose you are a diabetic patient, you are not supposed to eat the sweet, but you are being given too much of sweet by Jupiter at this point of time. So too much of two good things can be also a negative thing. Okay, so that's what is kind of impact that Jupiter is going to give. Okay, so we have to watch out carefully for this transit, as it's going to impact many of us. And at this present moment, when you observe the zodiac sign, how it really appears as a retrograde. I have already put this slide many times in my previous video, especially for those people who are new to retrograde and who do not really understand what is retrograde. I have just put this slide again. and I want to explain it in this manner. Okay, so let us understand that retrograde movement really doesn't happen for the actual planet. That means the planet do not go in the reverse direction in actual sense. Okay, what it is happening is just the relative physics between the Earth and the particular planet of concern. Okay, I have just taken in this example the relative movement between Earth and the Mars. It can happen with any other planet. Okay, I've just considered Mars, who is our next neighbor, for better understanding in this visual example. Okay, so now what is happening here? So the blue color ball, what you see here is the Earth, and then Mars is the red ball. So as you see, when the movement of Earth is happening, so at one particular stage, you will see that the Earth is going a little bit more faster than Mars. And in this phase, you will see that the Mars is really going backwards. But in reality, the Mars is not going backwards here, but actually it is going straight. So in another sense, you can see that initially when you observe in closer detail, you are going to have, let's start from here now. Okay, so now the Earth has come here and it's both are in the direct motion. We are going to have a stationary point at which the things are going to switch. Retrograde movement happen, and again there will be a stationary point, and then it's going to move. So this is actually our observation on planet Earth. So physically, both of them are going in the same direction. Everything is direct motion, but for the from the astrology point of view, everything is geocentric system. So as we are living on planet Earth, the impact of these planets are going to be in this manner. So the impact of say for example Mars retrograde or Mercury retrograde may be for a shorter duration, but for a giant planet in a bigger orbit around the sun, like Saturn and Jupiter or Venus, or outer planets like Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, it becomes a very, very important phenomenon. Okay, so that's what we need to understand. The retrograde motion is an apparent movement due to the faster movement of Earth as it appears from planet Earth. All right, so with this moment, let's go to the actual zodiac, what is happening as on today. So I'm making this video on the 30th of July 2022, and now the Gochara Phalam is something like this. Jupiter is in brackets and Saturn is already in brackets. Bracket means the planet is in retrograde motion. Okay, the sun represents the government of various nations and their states as well. Okay, so sun is in the zodiac sign of Cancer, and now Jupiter is directly throwing its effect on sun from its fifth aspect. After even it's getting retrograde, it becomes more significant. Okay, and Saturn also throws its direct effect here, and then Mars, which is in conjunction with Rahu, okay, is also throwing its fourth aspect on sun. So there is a lot of impact on Surya or the government, right? So there will be a revolt. The governments can be toppled. Many of the governments can go and make wrong decisions. That means the advisor. See, Jupiter is an advisor for a government. It's like a minister, right? So this Jupiter can advise wrongly to the king. The Jupiter advising the Surya, and then the Surya can take wrong decisions, which can cause agitation in the people, and the people are going to go and riot. Okay, so many examples we are seeing, and even the top leaders of the world who are into the war, they are still not able to control this useless war on Ukraine, right? So this war is giving nothing to anyone, it's only causing problem for everybody. So this war, will it end? Will this Jupiter going to accelerate this war, or what is going to happen? See, I had made a video on Mars entering the zodiac sign of Aries, okay, and where the Rahu is there now. Even there is a close conjunction of Rahu and Mars. The police and the culprit is going to be in the same angle for the next 1 to 1.5 weeks. So this is what is a very critical period of time. Jupiter, who is supposed to give the intelligence to the ministers of the world, also is retrograde. So people are going to react differently, they talk differently. It's going to cause some kind of civil war situations everywhere. And that's what happened in India as well. There was a government in Maharashtra state, it was toppled down. And the local government in Karkataka also is getting into a lot of problems because of this retrograde movement of Jupiter and Mars, and conjunction of Mars and Rahu. So the people are coming on the streets, and then a lot of negative things are happening. The home minister's car has been shaken by the public, right? So all these things are the result of this negative movements that is happening. Okay, and it's going to all come to an end once the retrograde completely stops and the Jupiter gets into the direct motion after 24th of November. So, but in this phase, we can see many of the things, many of the politicians who are corrupt, they can be exposed. And as the Saturn is also throwing a very strong impact on Surya or the Sun, and the Saturn has, remember, it has become retrograde. It had forgotten certain job in Capricorn, and it is going to complete those tasks. Saturn is a judge of the world, right? So he's the real judge. He's going to be the karmadipati. He's going to give results as per the karma that the politicians have already done. So there are a lot of news that is going to happen. Now, as we all know, that Jupiter is the most benevolent of all the planets. It's the one which brings the jury of luck. It's going to give you the freedom for exploration. It's going to be the promise of all the good things in your horoscope. Intellectual and spiritual ideas are only given by Jupiter in our horoscopes. Traveling, long distance traveling is all these areas. Expansion of knowledge, religious enlightenment. These are all the areas which are going to get stuck in a way for a short period of time, and then it's going to come back to its glory. All right, so Guru Bala is a very, very important term that we use very often in astrology, especially in Vedic astrology. So this is the one term that can help you to do many, many great things in your life. This can happen only when from the natal moon or lagna. Both you can consider for the Guru Balam both lagnam as well as the position of moon. Chandrat Guru Balam and Lagnat Guru Balam is the term for this one. So whenever the Jupiter goes to the second house, the fifth house, then the seventh, ninth, and then 11th, from either the moon or the lagna, we say the person is going to have the Guru Balam. So whenever this combination is there, see 5 out of 12 houses, so it's almost 50%, right? So this is what is the benevolent Jupiter going to do for all of us. So all good things will be happening when Jupiter gets placed into any of these houses. But now even the placement is there in any of these Guru Balam houses. Since the Jupiter is going retrograde, there are going to be different kind of results. Okay, so let's study one by one from Aries to the Pisces clockwise, and then we will understand how this Jupiter is going to impact. And do not forget Sarvashtaka Varga and Bhinnashtaka Varga scores for your particular horoscope. So you understand the Sarvashtaka Varga score, if it is more than 30, it is generally going to give good results, and between 25 and 30 is average results, and 18 to 25 is really very, very low, below average results. So always study the Sarvashtaka Varga and also the Bhinnashtaka Varga of Jupiter. Look for Bhinnashtaka Varga if the score of Jupiter in Pisces zodiac sign in your own horoscope, if the bindus or the points are more than 5 up to 8, maximum is 8. So 5 to 8 can the Jupiter can give really, really good results irrespective of his position, whether he is retrograding or even he is in the direct motion. So exactly 4 will be an average, and 0 to 3 will be very, very poor results, or you will not feel the impact of Guru Balam at all. Okay, so these are all the factors to be considered even before we talk about Guru Bala and also the retrograde movement of Jupiter. All right, let us start with Aries zodiac sign. We are talking about Lagnam or the ascendant. Okay, so this is what is going to happen for you. Jupiter is transiting in your Vyayasthanam 12th house. Already we had made video on this, and now the Jupiter is turning retrograde. So what can happen to these three areas? There is fourth house of family, domestic happiness, vehicle purchases, and things like that, and then sixth house of loans and litigations and competition. Okay, and then the eighth house of inheritance and occult sciences. So what is happening when Jupiter turns retrograde? So retrograde Jupiter can give you a lot of position. It can give you prestige in your job. Okay, and you can also go for buying a new building, as it is going to make you tempted to buy a property. Okay, so any of these amenities can increase, and the domestic happiness can kind of increase it. These are all, I'm talking about the plus points first. Okay, and then even sitting in the 12th house, it can get you some permanent settlement in foreign lands. The reason is because the Jupiter, according to classical astrology, it is the ruler of 9th house of Bhagyam and 12th house of foreign lands. Okay, so there is a very high chance of you to get into the foreign settlements permanently. You may get your foreign passports. All right, those who have been trying for a long time, they can see the results are going to come to you at this point of time. And there are certain points that Aries ascendant people have to be really taking care of. Do not get charged up by your emotion. Fourth house represents our emotions as well. And you will suddenly become bold and you start talking a lot of things. And it's going to cause problem for you either in the workplace or in the home atmosphere as well. And at the same time, get ready to do some inner work. That means look for inner peace. Do more meditation. Okay, do not get into unnecessary arguments, and you are really have to look for your personal development rather than becoming an extrovert. And take it easy. Do not take any rash decisions made during the retrograde moment of Jupiter are going to cause a lot of problem on a long term. So let the things calm down. Let the Jupiter come back to the direct motion from the retrograde motion. Then you can do things better. You can do better decisions. So till then, the best advice, if you are a Hindu and a practicing personality in Hinduism, please go and listen to Vishnu Sahasranamam, or any type of meditation is really okay. I'm just giving an example of Vishnu Sahasranama as the best remedy for Aries ascendant people. All right, let's go to the next one. That is the Taurus ascendant or Vrishabha Lagnam. So for Vrishabha Lagna personalities, the first house is right here, and this retrograde movement is happening in their 11th zodiac sign. Remember that the Jupiter is the lord of 8th house and the 11th house. So 11th lord in the 11th house is always going to give good results. This is what we learned in our previous video on the transit of Jupiter. But now the same Jupiter happens to come back slightly in the 11th house itself. So it's going to shake your 11th house a bit, and then it's going to bring some Dana Yoga. All right, so Dana Yoga is going to give you some money, and this means you are going to increase your source of income in this particular period of time. So go ahead and grab the opportunities, and change of this moment can increase the earnings in any form, and you're going to make money. Increase in the workload as well, who are employed in a particular organization. That is good. The more the work, the better it is. And working style also can improve. Okay, so this is very critical, and certain points to observe for the Taurus ascendant people between 29th July and 24th November is your existing routines. You have to keep watch out and make sure you are advancing towards your goal in the same place. Do not go and change your job. Okay, stick to your job and you will be doing well here. Okay, so there will be some confusions. Abnormal level of stress can increase, but it is good. You can see that the last few weeks of turmoil is going to come down, and you can now feel some fresh air, breathing of fresh air. That means you can relax for a while. Okay, and consider your setbacks as roadblocks to the greatest that is yet to come. Okay, so please understand, you are like a bull in types of in terms of your mental attitude. So you should go ahead with it. Do not change anything for it. In fact, that is your strength. You are a person, once you believe something, you go ahead like a bull, and you do not, nothing is there to stop it. But before taking that bullish action, just be cautious. That's it. Okay. So at the same time, give yourself some more time to make new connections, new friends, so that your circle of contacts is going to get better and better in these 3 months or 4 months. Okay. The next part is for Gemini. Let's try to understand how is this Jupiter going to help Gemini ascendant people. Okay, so now Gemini ascendant people, for them, this transit is happening in the 10th house. The retrograde moment is happening in the 10th house. Jupiter is the lord of 7th and 10th, placed in the 10th house. So, definitely, there is a high chance of reshuffling of the job in your workplace, and you may get promoted. High chances of traveling to the foreign lands, because 7th house also helps in journey to the foreign lands. So, your 7th lord being retrograde in the 10th can help you to get some visas to the foreign lands, and for business trips you may go and you may expand your horizon there. All right, so during this time there is a high chances that you may plan to change your job. If at all you have just joined newly to a new job, you are going to get better and you will settle well in the new job. All right, because your 10th lord himself is reshuffling in the 10th house. All right. So, certain watch out points for Gemini ascendant people. So, you will be pushing your personal limits, and it is advisable. So, stretch yourself, put a stretch goal for yourself in your new workplace and work hard there, and you will see success. Okay. So, be open minded. And you are already a flexible person if you are a Gemini ascendant person. So accept the challenges, and then do one step by prioritizing your job. Very important. So do not try to join all the jobs together, combine everything together, and then get into confused state of mind. Do not do that. Always prioritize one by one and complete your job and show to your bosses. All right, so your adaptability. So you will be tested a lot on your adaptability, and you are going to redefine your boundaries of existing relationships, even with your wife or with your business partner. All right, so watch out for the opportunities that is coming, and make sure that you accommodate all opportunities one by one. Next, so the Karkataka Rashi, or the Cancer Zodiac sign, for you guys, this is happening in the 9th house. So your 9th lord is already in the 9th house, which is very good, Guru Balam. At the same time, don't forget that Jupiter is also your 6th lord. So 6th lord in the 9th house, it is doing its retrograde movement. So it is shuffling itself in the 9th house of Bhagyam. So you are going to get an increase in the respect in the society for sure. And then there will be also a prosperity and happiness in general for you, because it is enhancing your 9th house as its own house. It will always do no harm for it. Okay, so if you are doing in a trading job, if you are a tradesman or a businessman, you are definitely going to get benefit from your investment. Okay, the family will get support without any doubt. Okay, certain watch out points here is, try to improve your relationship with others. Engaging, you are a very emotional type of a person, first of all. So you can use this emotion for attracting new businesses, new relationships, in terms of not only the love relationships. I'm talking about business relationships as well. So you're a person who are always emotionally involved. So that emotional can be becoming a plus point for your business. Okay, so learn the worldviews. The important thing is, use your intuition a lot. And the Lord of 9th house in the 9th is going to give you a lot of intuitional feelings, and make use of that to your advantage and build more connections. Okay, so if at all you are getting too much emotionally involved, try to chant the Vishnu Sahasranama, and also do some charitable donation of yellow cloth and Chana dal is related to Jupiter, and try to donate this in the temple wherever it is possible. All right. So the next one will be for Jupiter, for Leo ascendant people. For Leo ascendant people, this is happening in the eighth house. Eighth lord in the eighth house getting reshuffled. That means your health is going to be put into some tasks. If at all you are having some kind of a health problems, you are going to be going for diagnosis, and you will get a right doctor who can mitigate your problems. Okay, health problems. And Jupiter is also your fifth lord. Definitely the relationship with the children is going to also get reshuffled. Okay, so that there will be many avenues for progress. This is a positive point, and you will see some kind of improvement in your financial situation, because Jupiter is also your fifth lord, placed in the eighth house now. All right, so watch out for these points, for these Leo ascendant personalities. Okay, you will encounter the beliefs that you set up the barriers to increase your enthusiasm for life. That has to be overcome. That means to say the barriers to increase your enthusiasm. You want to do something with a lot of enthusiasm, somebody will come and put a barrier onto it. So you need to overcome that now in this period of time. There will be a lot of hurdles that you will come across in your success journey. Okay, so you could feel the need to impress everyone. You want to become Robin Hood. You want to become like a hero, and keep working on it. Don't do that. Don't over stress yourself, because health is very important whenever the eighth house is having a retrograde planet. Okay, it's the time to question your own structure and thought process. So do not jump into conclusions, and do not believe everybody. So everything that is in white color liquid form is not milk. Okay, so you should watch out, test yourself, and then move on. So overall, the health will improve after you get diagnosed with the right doctor. That's what I can say. All right, so the next one is for Kanya Rashi. There is a big thumbs up here. I can see all greens for Kanya Rashi persons. The reason being, this transit is happening, or this retrograde movement is happening in your seventh house. Okay, so the fourth lord goes to the seventh house, and it is now in its own house as well, and it is getting retrograde. So in this period, what is going to happen? So Jupiter is going to be beneficial for Virgo ascendant personalities. It is going to give some happiness with the family, because the fourth lord in the seventh house, and relationship with the spouse will increase. There will be financial gains. You will improve your business as well. Okay, there is, make an effort to relax and let go of your rigorous planning. You are too much into plannings and all that. So this is the time to relax first, and then let go of your rigorous planning activities. So relax with your family. This is the time to make new friends. Do not waste energy in proving that you are right in all the matters with those people who do not matter to you much. Okay, so make effort in the right direction, and spend your energy and efforts to the family and the spouse and the partners, business partners. So it's a big thumbs up for at this period of time. The next 3 to 4 months is going to be brighter period for Virgo ascendant people. The next one is Thula Rashi, or Libra ascendant people. So for them, this transit is happening in their sixth house. So sixth lord in the sixth house, as well as the third lord. So third and sixth lord is being placed in the sixth house, and it is going to shuffle itself in this period of time. What can expected is the service or citizenship in the foreign companies can be very successful. Okay, and there will be a lot of competition in your job. There will be ups and downs, and you are going to have some health issues, which also gets mitigated with your hard work. Third house represents hard work, efforts, self efforts, and intelligence, and that Lord sitting in the sixth house in the retrograde movement can get you also a right doctor to cure, like what I told for Leo ascendant people. The Libra ascendant people are also going to get proper diagnosis done for their health issues, and it's going to get better and better. Okay, so watch out points here is your external attachments. That means look at your external attachments with a critical eye. What is the meaning of this? You need to watch out your surroundings from all possible angles with an extra spectacles for as a visual aid for your eyes. That means you are going to see smart people around you. They appear to look good for you, but they may be plotting something against you. So you have to be very watchful on hidden enemies. That is the meaning of it. And if it consumes your energy and prevents you from your progressing, you may feel under pressure to save reputation. So you will always be behind your reputation. The third lord in the sixth house, you are putting a lot of efforts with your competitors, and you want to be showing your reputation, dignity of power. So it will consume a lot of energy for you. You will get tired during the next 3 to 4 months period of time. So you will have a strong need to maintain the orderliness in your either workplace or in the home atmosphere. So all that I can say is you will be very tired and exhausted in these 4 months. So preserve your energy, focus, and prioritize your job as well. Okay, worshipping the goddess Lakshmi and observe fasting on Friday is a very good remedy for Libra ascendant persons. Okay, the next one is Scorpio. Scorpio ascendant personalities. They are having this transit right there in the fifth house. Fifth lord in the fifth house. Jupiter does very well there, and he is also your second lord. So both of the positions, second house and fifth house, they are very good positions related to money. Definitely, it will improve your financial conditions. And this is a wonderful time for if you are a student. Fifth house of education is going to be very good. You will have an abundance in financial conditions, and you will save money, and you will have different sectors of money that is getting opened up if you are a businessman as well. So overall happiness is seen even in the retrograde movement of your fifth lord in the fifth house. Okay, so I think I can only see green for Scorpio ascendant people for these next 3 to 4 months. And this is a moment that you can focus on your creative side. You can exercise. You can be very playful and be happy. And the relationship with the superiors are going to increase in your job, in your workplace. Okay, you can learn to trust others with your work. Of course, you will make people believe that you are a trustworthy person, and your self-confidence will go up. That's very important. So wear the yellow sapphire and or yellow topaz for Jupiter on your right hand forefinger, like what I'm wearing here. That is going to give you a lot of success. Okay, those people who are really thinking of marriage and all that, this is the time you should think of getting married, as you have a guru balam, and also the guru is in the fifth house, and it is retrograding within the same house. Okay, so certain decisions you have been postponing can be put into practice, and you will see success in that as well. All right, so let's go to Sagittarius. Let us see what is happening to Sagittarius. Your Lagnadipati, your Lord of Ascendant Jupiter, goes to the fourth house, and he is shuffling himself there as a retrograde Jupiter. So, what is going to happen for these people? You are going to buy a new property. In this confused state of 3 to 4 months, you will make a decision to buy a property because fourth lord in the fourth house. Now, it can be a vehicle as well as a new building, constructed house you can buy. And if at all you are waiting for marriage, you may think of getting married now. And sorry, this is the time for advancement in the job and getting promotions as well. I'm very sure the life is going to be happy because fourth house is house of domestic happiness within the family. So it is definitely going to be a good result for you guys. And Watch out points for Sagittarius people. Okay, as an idealistic, you are always an idealistic person. You will be able to see the silver lining in any situation. Please note that. Okay, so a positive outlook on life will aid you in coping with it. Of course, you are a very optimistic personality. So, whoever is born in the Sagittarius ascendant, they will be very optimistic in any kind of situation. This is going to give you a wide range of possibilities in business. Okay, if you are a businessman, definitely you will go and venture new opportunities in the market. It's a good idea to take account of your life and relationships right now and consider whether you, okay, whatever it is, do not waste too much of time in convincing everyone. You are already good, you know that, you don't have to prove that you are good. Okay, so you need to figure out where your energy has to be used very well. If not, you will spend a lot of energy in unnecessary areas, and you have to prioritize and focus, because fourth house of happiness, domestic happiness, is very important. And you have to improve your home atmosphere. If possible, you have money, you have saved it, you can have a possibility to buy a new house, or a car, or any vehicle for that matter. Okay, you also need to wear yellow sapphire or pukraj into your right hand index finger. That's going to help you a lot. Let's go to the next zodiac sign of Capricorn. So, for Capricorn ascendant personalities, this is happening in the third house, the Lord of 12th and the third. So the 12th Lord in the third house getting retrograde. It shows that third house is all about hard work and energy that you put in, and that is retrograding, means you will put a lot of efforts, and you do not know whether you will be successful or not, and you do not know that you are in the right direction or not. Okay, so there will be change of job as a result of all these things, change of business as well, and new additional things you will try, and you may or may not see success. So 50-50 chances of being successful, because 12th house is the house of loss. So that loss coming into your efforts, so it is a 50-50 chance that you may be successful or not. And your family support will definitely be there for you, and you need to be cautious in change of place or change of jobs at this moment. I personally advise you not to change any jobs, and stick on to what you are, hold on to what you are now currently doing, and that will help you on long term. After the right moment of Jupiter comes to you, you can place yourself into the new job. Okay, the watch out points for Capricorn ascendant people: focus on having an open and honest communication. Always do not keep the communication shut down, because you are going to develop new skills. You are going to talk, you are going to tell your boss what you are planning to do, as the third house is the house of communication as well. Okay, it's a terrific time to do certain research works, of course, related to new educational points. Okay, and do not over analyze your decisions. Okay, advise, take a second opinion from your colleagues and bosses, and before you implement things. And connecting within yourself, that means you need to do more of meditation. Okay, and control your emotional decision making abilities. That's very important. So the best remedy as per the Hindu practices are that you need to offer water to the people tree, the banyan tree, and then pray regularly for Lord Narayana. The next one is Aquarius or Kumbha Lagnam. So for Kumbha Lagnam people, or the Aquarius ascendant people, this is happening in the second house. This is very, very favorable. Second Lord in the second house is shuffling himself. And also remember, the Jupiter is the Lord of 11th house as well. So 11th house and second house combination always brings money. High amount of financial gains is possible. Any person who is not married yet will get married. Already you are in the Guru Balam. If at all there is some delays here and there, now is the time for you guys to make up your mind and go and get married. And spouse and family definitely will get support. Second house is the house of stored wealth. So you are going to value the things that you want to save, and you will really save money during this period of time. So that's the thing. And then you will make sure that you get married, if at all these days, the decision was getting slow and for some other reasons. Okay, but now you are going to accelerate your decision making ability since Jupiter is in your favor right now. And watch out for these points, Aquarius ascendant people. So your current state of exhaustion, that means you're trying to put a lot of efforts, may result in having to deal with unpleasant feelings later. So that means you tend to overdo things now. Okay, and you are over enthusiastic, and that's where you need to stop yourself and examine yourself. Inner monologue means you have to look inwards again and watch out, and your speech can be affected. You may talk too many things in the over excitement, because the second lord in the second house is retrograding, so you have a tendency to over talk, which is not really required. Okay, so that's the point. In any internal contradictions will come to the fore, which you must face it boldly. That means because of your own mistakes, you might have spoken something, and as a result, you have to face it boldly, the situations. Okay, so you will be able to do it, because second lord in the second house will always save your face. But why to get into the trouble? That's what is my advice. Okay, so think before you talk. The last part is Meena Lagnam, or the Pisces ascendant persons. So for them, all this drama is happening right in your Lagnam. The people are going to get benefited with this Pisces ascendant, as the Jupiter himself is the lord of 10th house and the first house. So 10th lord in the first house coming into retrograde movement will give you a lot of shuffling in your job. You may get a lot of challenges in business. Okay, but you will do it. You will do it because Jupiter is the owner of that Pisces house as well, according to classical astrology. So you have to take care of your health. You can get rid of your debts. You can pay back your debts, because it is seeing on the natural house of Virgo, and it is also seeing your fifth house of incoming gains. Yeah, I can say that Lakshmi Sthanam. So the money is definitely going to come to you guys, as Jupiter impacts your fifth house and ninth house, right, sitting from the Lagnam. No doubt about it. And then you may experience the surge of confidence in yourself, as the lord of the first house in the first house itself will give you a lot of positive energy, and you may do a lot of positive journeys as well, because it is aspecting the ninth house, and it's going to be a wonderful time to do an inspection of your spending habits. So how much you are spending, how much your own balance sheet, you can start putting your own account, so that you can start saving money. Okay, and remember, in the next few months' time, right from January 2023 onwards, you are going to start your 7.5 year period of Saturn. So you have to be extremely careful, plan for everything. Now itself, you can start. You can start praying for Lord Saturn from now itself, and go and light the lamp for Saturn on Saturdays, and try to be very careful and vegetarian on Saturdays, and do these prayers to him on the Saturday evenings. And that's how you can protect yourself, and keep your goals right in front of you, and work towards it every day. All right, so all the best to Pisces ascendant persons as well, because you need to prepare for a long 7.5 years period of Saturn. Okay, especially this Saturn 7.5 years is more if afflicting if you are a moon, if your moon is in Pisces. That's more important. Moon sign is, if it is Pisces, the Sade Sati, or the Saturn's 7.5 year period is more impacting. Of course, Lagna also gets impacted. I have already made a video on how much percentage you have to give weightage for Lagna and for the moon sign. I have already done it. I don't want to repeat at this point of time. Okay, so avoiding meat and alcohol helps to lessen the harmful effects of weak Jupiter in the horoscope. This is very, very important. And now with this, we have come to the end of the video. If you have any questions, please type it in the comment section. I would be very glad to answer your questions. Thank you. Bye bye.